I'm in sound and I saw one cut of The Dead. It is directed by Shinichiro Ueda.
Shinichiro Ueda.
Shinichiro
Ueda.
Shinichiro Ueda.
Shinichiro Ueda.
If you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you because this was requested by a Patreon. If you'd like to fast track a movie review, you can do that at patreon.com/ASEPresents. On with the review. The movie starts just this, seems to be during a reenactment of a scene of a woman and a zombie, and the woman's like, I'm so scared, and then the zombie's like, stuff like that. But then, like, whenever it comes to the director yelling cut, then stuff gets insane. I'm like, wait, is this some sort of movie about making a movie? Okay, this is interesting. So the director yells at her. Of course, the director is like, and everyone's like, come on, director, why you gotta be like that? Stuff like that. And they all hang out. There's this older woman, and I'm like, okay, cool, nice premise. And when it comes to they're talking, I felt like a little out of it because I felt the scene was a little slow. And at the beginning, I didn't really know what was happening. I should mention before I keep going, the structure of this movie is like the first 30 minutes is this one cut zombie film that has no cuts whatsoever. And then there's this hour and a half, I guess it's the entire length is an hour and a half. It's an hour behind this 30-minute chunk that's showing everything around the process of making this movie. So I'm in this 30-minute chunk right here, and I'm like, okay, this part is a little drones on a little bit, but there's a thud, and that's wild. There's a zombie behind me. Oh no! It turned on somebody's. Is that a arm shredder? That's what it sounds like. Well, anyway, so bump makes me feel scared. I'm like, what is out there? Is this some sort of zombie film gone wrong or something? That's what I think is happening. And then they go outside. There's a guy. He looks super convincing, by the way. He's like, and I'm like, okay, what are you doing there with your head, man? I found it very funny. Guy runs. They all run inside. There's an arm that's thrown out. I'm at this point, I'm like, oh geez, did that guy lose his arm? Is this a movie that's gone wrong? I really appreciate the style of filming of just shooting it in one continuous cut. And it's also a POV style because you got the act. There's an air horn. What an asshole. But anyway, I really like I get spooked with loud noises. Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, there's the guy. He did not do any air horns, luckily, but instead it was keep on rolling, keep on rolling. You gotta keep on rolling. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate this guy's dedication. There's the actors are hey, you gotta really understand that this is a scenario that's actually happening. The director's like, oh, this is fine, all right. A bunch of commotion ensues, and it's oh, well, the guy runs out, and I assume he's getting mauled by zombies. I'm like, why is he running out? My thought is that he's maybe claustrophobic, he's freaking out. And that's not the reason, but I'll explain a little bit later. And then, okay, we'll go to the roof. Great, I love this shot. Going up to the roof, this chick, and this older woman is she got a cut on her leg. We gotta get her. We gotta axe her up. We gotta, stuff like that. And then it's honestly insane when they actually end up putting an axe through her head, the guy that was with the chick who's wearing the same thing as I am, is oh, she's dead, and he's whoa, and then they hug, and that's nice and stuff like that. But I also really like how there's just so much commotion. There's a shot of just her like freaking out at this weird news and stuff that's happening. And then there's also like a thing, what's happening over there? And I don't get to see that until it shows what's there. And then she's like, right? And then there's a cool shot, and then the title credits roll. And I'm like, what? And she's standing inside of the middle of a pentagram. She does an acting to her director too. I'm like, this woman went insane. That was one memorable experience. Like, wow, that was so cool. I was really convinced. And then when the movie turned into a lot of cuts, like kind of in behind the scenes stuff, I'm like, okay, this is fine. And I was mostly enjoying the behind the scenes stuff. There was this part where a guy was like, oh, I only drink soft water. Oh, and then he drinks some hard water and he's like, oh no. I'm like, oh no, this is a bad joke setup. Please do not show me this joke setup. It sure does. He does. He's crawling out, not because he's scared, it's because he has stomach issues, intestine issues, and he's, I don't want to describe it. I don't like it. I don't like this scene. All the gross noises too, not a big fan at all. Having to see the makeup person has to put makeup on him while he's dealing with his issues next to the side of a building. So that kind of spoiled the entire enjoyment of the movie for me, because it was such a big part of the, like, yes, it's uncomfortable. Everyone involved is very uncomfortable, which I kind of give points to the movie for showing me that people are also uncomfortable with him. But at the same time, I'm really uncomfortable. So even with this awesome execution and like showing the behind the scenes of this execution and like showing the mishaps and the improvements, because in like the improvisations was cool. There was, you know, the part where I was talking about like, oh, it kind of drove on for a little too long. They were improvising because there's a bunch of behind the scenes stuff happening. You know, the weird zombie who's doing, doing the little chin thing on the guy's shoulder. Yeah, he was drunk. And I really liked seeing him being controlled. I'm like, oh, so this was a movie production. Oh, okay. That was a nice movie production. That was nice and stuff like that. But yeah, that guy issues, I kind of took the enjoyment down a lot. Like, I remember when I was watching this on live stream, I was like, yo, please. I do not need to see this. Just imply it or something. You do not need to, in this case, you can tell, not show. So, I guess don't tell me too much, actually. Don't tell me at all, actually. I think that's my new requirement. Oh, there's a spider on that. I hope I didn't get a spider on my hand. I don't know where it went, though. That's kind of scary. I like the beginning part, and the last 2/3 were okay to me. The middle third, the little having to deal with your own body issues, I'm not a big fan. Every time I think about this movie, I just think about that bulk of, like, it's not even like a bulk, right? It's spread out throughout like 30 minutes. That you got the set up when the actors are learning the lines, and this guy is being really picky, and he's being really picky, and he's especially talking about how picky he is to the production assistants, and they're getting visibly annoyed, and I'm like, yeah, I'm also really annoyed by this, so I appreciate that you're getting annoyed by this. But then when they mess up, then they have to like deal with their consequences, and I have to deal with their consequences by hearing it for 30 minutes. Not straight, but like occasionally. It's not fun. So it really takes down my score. Like, I'm sorry, that's just how it goes here. Evan Salad saw. Otherwise, is there anything else? There was character development within the little one cut that they shot, because it was very nice seeing the whole, the really weak girl become like a really cool woman who wields an axe is covered in blood. So I found that to be cool. And then, oh, they're just all really good actors by the end of it, is what I realized. And I'm like, cool, I'm happy that they're good at acting. Good job, y'all. Good production. I gotta give this movie a 7 out of 10. And I say this with much sadness, because I feel like if it didn't have that scene in which I so clearly remember and the hearing, it's in my brain, I won't be able to remove it, because I don't know, it's just stuck there. I'm not sure why, unless I listen to, like, I don't know, another movie with something more terrifying and I'm not thinking about it. I guess I could stop thinking about it, but I'm reviewing this movie, so I'm not stop thinking about it. I just have to express how much I don't like that scene. Okay? That's why I'm giving this a 7. If it didn't have that scene, if I didn't hear about this guy's issues at all, of course, it makes good conflict in the film. I don't like this conflict. I think I would give it like at least an 8, but it's a 7 for me. So I gotta give this movie a 7 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes that. You can also like, comment, subscribe, share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer, so if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. Like to request a movie in the comments below, you can do that, or you can fast track a movie review at patreon.com/ASEPresents, $20 a month for one movie review per 1 month, $3 a month, how to draw Pokemon tutorials are posted there. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews, you can go to this link tree to find the way that you can help support the daily grind. So go here. And until next time, I'm Mint Salad Saw. I'll see you later, my salad croutons. Big bits.